celebrating everything the Coastal Bend has to offer.
This is a great place to live, so let's talk about it.
Get the scoop on the latest trends, popular fashions, hottest music, exciting events, and so much more.
Come on, let's have some fun.
This is Coastal Living on KZTV.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to Coastal Living, the at-home edition. Jocelyn and I are so excited to share this day with you. We're going to get you into the weekend on a great note. Plus, we have something big to celebrate. It is World Environment Day, and it's kind of important to celebrate ways that we take care of our environment. So we want you to start kind of thinking about ways and that you contribute to the well-being of our environment. And of course, Jocelyn, I have to ask, what are some things you do subconsciously or consciously to make sure that you are taking care of our beautiful world?
Yes, Clarissa. Well, let me just say today is such a great day to remind our viewers to really take into consideration recycling, which is something that I typically do on a regular basis. I was raised to always recycle. I just cannot see myself throwing away a plastic bottle or any of that sort. And another thing that I do is I repurpose a lot of water bottles, like I said, or even plastic bags. Whenever I'm done at the grocery store, I just kind of save everything and store it just so I can repurpose those as well. What are some things that you do, Clarissa?
Well, a lot of the things you do, especially with plastics, because we know that those are one of the biggest pollutants here in our community, especially with the beaches so nearby. I try to do the same thing with my glass jars. I'll rinse them, I'll get the little sticker label off of it, and I'll use it for any kind of nuts or spices or grains that I have in my pantry. It's very pretty. It makes it look nice in there. And you can feel good about what you're doing. Try to be real conscious about plastics. And, when I am out at the beach or if I see some litter lying around, as long as I've got something to grab it with, I really try to do my best to pick up those pieces and just know that I played a small part in cleaning up our community. So we hope that you all at home are able to pick up on a few of these tips. It can be really difficult to be conscious all the time, right? Or maybe you don't always have the resources or the gloves that you need to pick up a stranger's trash, but there are a lot of ways to recycle responsibly, and we have a professional here to share that information with us to make sure that we are following the right procedures and maybe learn a thing or two about how we can start recycling if we don't already. So that leads us into our first big celebratory interview to celebrate World Environment Day. Get your notepad ready. You're going to want to write some of this stuff down. With me today is the Director of Solid Waste Services here in our community. Please welcome David Lehfeldt here to talk about and celebrate June 5th, World Environment Day. We're going to learn a little bit about recycling here in the Coastal Bend. Thank you, David, for joining me today.
My pleasure to be here.
So first question is, I personally in my community do not have a recycle bin, which I understand is because we do not connect with the city. We have a private business that does that. Tell me how people are able to obtain a recycle bin if they need one. Also, what is the process of recycling here in the Coastal Bend for anyone who's kind of a beginner and wants to help?
Right. Everybody who is a customer of Corpus Christi should already have a recycle bin along with their trash bin. If they don't, they can simply call our city number and request one. And we'll deliver it promptly. If one's not enough, we will provide a second bin at no additional charge for recycling. The recycling program is what we call single stream recycling. We accept a variety of products, your bottles, your plastic bottles, plastic tubs, paper, all your cardboard, tin, and aluminum can be placed in that one blue bin. We collect them once every other week and haul them to a recycling processor.
Okay, and at that point, what happens to those items? I'm sure you have to go through things that may have been misconstrued as recyclable. How do you process through that, and where does it go?
Okay, we've got a company here in town that we've hired to do our processing for us. And you're right, there is a lot in the blue bins that shouldn't be there. About almost 30% of our material in the blue bins is trash and has to be hauled to the landfill. What's left, they run through a sorting line. They separate out the different types of plastic. They separate out the different types of paper. The aluminum cans, they bale it together, and then they ship it off to a processor. They basically sell it out on the open market. Right now, many of the products have no value. In fact, paper, we're having to pay people to recycle it for us in addition to our processing charges. And the world economy on plastic is really in bad shape right now. Most of the plastic products are not easily recyclable under the current market conditions, and a lot of it's being shipped to Southeast Asia.
So what is something that we can do besides recycling to help our environment?
Well, the city of Corpus Christi is currently planning and getting ready to implement a composting facility. The composting facility would be a local operation that processes materials locally. It takes all of the organic waste that currently creates methane and greenhouse gases, processes it differently, and allows us to create a good soil amendment here in town while reducing the greenhouse gas emissions from the organic waste.
Nice. So that's something that we can all look forward to. And definitely a topic that I'm wanting to learn more about is composting as well. So there is so much to talk about. Definitely a lot of items that may be commonly either overlooked or commonly recycled without a need to. Where can we go for more information to make sure that we are recycling properly?
Well, the city has a great app. It's called the Recycle Coach app. You can pull it up. You can get it off your iPhone or your cell phone. It's a free app. It's called Recycle Coach. You type in your address, and once you have that app, it will tell you what can be recycled locally. It can tell you where you can take it. It tells you when your recycle day is. It's full of information on the local scene, and we've got a lot of people currently using it, but that's a resource that everybody in town can download. Like I said, it's free to use, and it's a wealth of good information. Another location is the city website. We do have a lot of information on our website. You go to cctexas.com and go to the solid waste page, and there's a lot of information there.
Wonderful. Well, I think we got a lot of useful information from this interview. We appreciate you celebrating World Environment Day with us by encouraging our viewers to do their part and save the environment by recycling. We look forward to talking with you again. I want to learn more about that compost project next time we visit.
Great. Look forward to it.
Well, I certainly learned a few things I didn't know before about recycling. I hope our viewers at home did the same. And maybe you can pass the info along to somebody that you love to help out our beautiful Mother Nature to stay that way. All right, we have a really great show coming up today, everyone. Make sure that you stick around. We have your Coastal Living fishing line. We are talking First Fridays, and we're going to figure out how that's going to go down this month. And we also have your Coastal Living Daily Challenge. Plus, of course, how could we do a Friday Coastal Living without Texas talent? So many great things to check out today on Coastal Living. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're watching Coastal Living on KZTV, the only lifestyle show made in the Coastal Bend for the Coastal Bend.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.